Where is that, the rule of law? In autocracies, the laws, as I say, follow it, whether you like it or not, whether it's just or not, whether it's moral or not. That's not the issue. The issue is it the law? Yes. Then that's it. The law is the law. But even if it means I have to do immoral things, even if it means, for instance, I have to violate one of the 10 commandments, yes, the law is the law and that's the way it goes. Well, does the law come down from on high? Yes. You mean God? No. From the government. Don't you think we, the people, the President of the United States, all the courts and judges deserve more than this? From John Roberts and the majority, more than this? No explanation whatsoever? None? Again, let me remind you, it isn't even the full paragraph. It gets down to 1 or 2 sentences. The application is denied given that the deadline in the challenged order has now passed, and in light of the ongoing preliminary injunction proceedings, the district court should clarify what obligations the government must fulfill to ensure compliance with the temporary restraining order, with due regard to the feasibility of any compliance timelines. The order heretofore entered by the Chief Justice is vacated. Based on what? Based on what? Based on nothing. You know, ladies and gentlemen, writing a brand new book, and it's taking every other waking moment I had beyond what I do here, at Fox, and on radio. It's a very hard book to write because I want to make it a very easy book to read. And so I'm trying to take incredibly complex issues, philosophical, ideological, constitutional, and get them down to plain English and concise. My last book, The Democrat Party Hates America, was my longest book. It was like this. In fact, here it is. You can see. Very, very important book. It's a book that will have a lasting impact for those who choose to go back and look at it. But I think a lot of people were intimidated by it. So I don't have time to read that. Keep in mind, you don't have to read a book in one sitting. Read a book over months, even years. There's a lot of information in this book that is related to not just the Democrat Party, but the entire environment, background, history, impact, influences that will go on forever. But I said, let me see if I can get my next book, because this is an issue I'm going to get to in a second, that's been on my mind for decades. Just like Liberty and Tyranny, that was a book that was in my head for 20 years. Get it in plain English, keep it smart and substantive, and as tight as possible. I am somewhat constrained in what I can say by contract with my publisher, and it's a great publisher, Simon & Schuster. They really allow me to write whatever I want. And they've been absolutely supportive in every book and in every way. But that said, I have to be somewhat careful in what I do say. Let me put it to you this way. When you get an order like this, basically what does it say, Mr. Producer? It says the law is as I say, and that's that. Excuse me? The law is as I say, and that's that. Where is that, the rule of law? In autocracies, the laws, as I say, follow it, whether you like it or not, whether it's just or not, whether it's moral or not. That's not the issue. The issue is it the law? Yes. Then that's it. The law is the law. But even if it means I have to do immoral things, even if it means, for instance, I have to violate one of the 10 commandments, yes, the law is the law and that's the way it goes. Well, does the law come down from on high? Yes. You mean God? No. From the government. Wait a minute. I thought I, the individual, am the sovereign. At least since the Enlightenment, individual rights and freedoms have been recognized. No. The law is the law because I say it's so. Period. I'm not going to get into all this, but you understand this is a throwback. This is primitive. People talk about progress, progressivism, modernism, futurism, and yet they're primitive. Where does the law come from? Right here. From whom? From those who control the government. From those who control a court or the courts. From whom? The rulers, the ruling class. That's what they mean by the law coming from on high. It's a law imposed on man by man. But what's the law based on? What I decide it's based on. Really? I'll give you a little hint. Go back to your Declaration of Independence. Is that what it says? What does your Declaration of Independence say? What does it talk about? Unalienable rights. Unalienable rights. No man can give, no man can take. No collection of men, government, can give, no collection of men, government, can take. So therefore, law is based on what? On the rulers? On what they think should be the law? No. Obviously, we have a government that makes laws. But those laws have to have a moral basis. This is part of the big distinction between autocracies, totalitarian regimes, in our country. In our country. I'm not going to go further, but I hope you understand what I'm getting at here. When the court writes at this majority that says this, all it's saying is the law because the district court said it is, and we're going to uphold the district court. That provides us with no insight into anything.
For all this and much more, sign up for Levin TV.